Dear students, in today's class you will learn about ecosystem ecology. So at first let's see what is an ecosystem. An ecosystem is a functional unit comprising all the organisms in a particular place interacting with one another and with their physical environment, and interconnected by an ongoing flow of energy and a cycling of materials. So ecosystem in simple word is a group of individuals living together in a particular place which interact among one another and also with the physical environment, and the group of organisms are interconnected by a continuous flow of energy and materials. The first concept of ecosystem was given by the English botanist Arthur Transley in 1935. The term biogeosynosis is frequently used in Russian literature, which has an equivalent meaning to the term ecosystem. Its literal meaning is life and earth functioning together. Now see, in the broadest sense, an ecosystem is the interacting system made up of all the living and non-living objects in a physically defined space. When we see in a broad way, what is an ecosystem? It is the interacting system made up of all the living and non-living objects in a particular physically defined space or area. An ecosystem could be of any size depending on the communities to be studied. It can be of any size. It can be real or arbitrary. An ecosystem may be as small as a single tree or as large as the entire earth and can be studied for time periods as long as millions of years. See how wide it is. An ecosystem, its size may vary. It may be as small as a single tree or large as the entire earth. Okay, and it can be real or arbitrary, and it can be studied from time periods as long as millions of years. Okay, all ecosystems are open systems. Why? Because energy and matter are exchanged with their surroundings continuously. That is why they are regarded as open systems. Now see this, ecosystems change through time. These changes may be gradual and subtle, like the losses of minerals from a weathering soil. It may be fast and dramatic, just like a fire sweeping through a forest. Both external forces, such as changes in climatic or nutrient inputs, and internal dynamics, such as accumulation or depletion of materials in a soil or a lake, are important in driving temporal changes in ecosystems. Okay, students. Now let's see the next point, which is the levels of organization, a very important point in ecology, a very important topic rather. To study how organisms interact with each other and with their physical environments, several hierarchical levels of the organization have been recognized. Ecologists have identified 4 fundamental levels of the organization to study the interactions between organisms and their environment. So there are 4 fundamental levels of organization put forwarded by ecologists in order to study the interactions between the organisms and their environment. What are these levels of organization? The basic one is the individual or organism. Okay. Then comes the population. After that comes the community, and then comes the ecosystem. So individual or organism, population means individual organism, a single unit, then population, community and ecosystem are the basic fundamental levels of organization. Therefore, ecology ranges in scale from the study of an individual organism through the study of populations to the study of communities and ecosystems. So you see this ecological study ranges from what? From a single individual organism through the population to the communities and finally to the ecosystem. The most basic level of the ecological organization starts with the individual. An individual means what? It may be a single plant, a single animal, a single insect, a bird, only one unit organism. Organismal ecology gives focus on the individual's organism's behavior, physiology, morphology, etc. in response to the environment. Since organismal ecology is concerned with one particular organism, therefore it will study the what? It will study different types of behavior, physiology, morphology of the organism in response to the environment. The next level of organization is the population. In ecology, a population is a group of individuals of the same species that occupy a given area. So this is the definition of population. It is a group of organisms or individuals of the same species living in a particular area. The population ecology deals with the population growth and how and why a population changes over time. Unlike the organismal ecology, which focuses only on the particular organism, but population ecology deals with the overall populational growth and why and how the population changes over time. Populations of different species in an area do not function independently of each other. Now, what will happen when different species, means the population of different species are living in an area? They do not function independently of each other. Rather, they will interact with each other. Hence, the next more complex level of organization of the interacting population of different species form is the community. First was the organism, individual organism, then comes the population, and after that comes the community. Ecological communities are made up of interacting populations of different species within some defined geographical area. Now, groups of populations of different species living in a particular area forms an ecological community. Community ecology deals with the composition and organization of ecological communities and community development. Unlike the population ecology, which was concerned with the growth and development of the population or its changes, but community ecology will deal with changes, organization, composition of the community as a whole. Communities occur on a wide variety of scales, from small pond communities to huge tropical rainforests. So we can consider one small pond as a wild community, or a huge tropical rainforest is also as a community. At the largest scale, these communities are known as biomes. Communities at the largest scales are known as biomes. A biome is a distinct ecological community of plants and animals living together in a particular climate. For example, tropical rainforest, coniferous forest, savannas. So what is a biome? Biome is a distinct ecological community composed or consisting of plants and animals living together in a particular climate. Okay, for example, this. Now let's see about the last organization, that is the ecosystem. An ecosystem is the interacting system made up of all the living and non-living components in a physically defined space. Now when we consider a particular area, particular physically defined space, in that space whatever living and non-living components are present, they together interact with each other and they comprise of a system known as ecosystem. Because an ecosystem is a system, it has boundaries. Now we know that systems have a boundaries, therefore ecosystem will also have boundaries. Okay. Ecosystems are complex, open, hierarchically organized, self-organizing and self-regulated systems. Ecosystem ecology deals with the flow of energy and cycling of nutrients among organisms within a community and between organisms and the environment. The highest level of organization for the ecological study is the biosphere. So in the ecological study, what is the highest level of organization? It is the biosphere. It is an ultimate ecosystem. It includes all ecosystems present on the earth. So when we consider all the different types of ecosystems present together on the earth, we call that unit as biosphere. In a strict sense, the biosphere represents all the living organisms of the earth. Okay, students? So this was all about today. We have learned about the different levels of organization. In the next class, we will come up with a different topic. Okay, thank you very much.